having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
He's like 10 years younger than me, and he's talking to me like I'm a kid. What the hell? What's happening right now? And again, I gotta go zen, Saul, relax.
This is Making the Merge.
We can very well win this thing.
I'm a dog person now.
Line them up, let's knock them down.
You told me your dog was sick, I'd say, I'm coming over.
I cracked open a coconut and they didn't cheer for me.
You're either in a survivor or not.
It's not about the $1 million. All I want to do is win 1 million hearts.
Hearts. Guys, welcome to a very special episode of Making the Merge. My name is P.D. Bachman. I am joined by Jonathan Wright and Brandon Gray. But that's not all, because for the first time ever, we are joined by a Survivor player from Survivor Season 47. He has the patience of a saint. He is a Mergy Award winner. He gave Rachel the lifeline that let her win the game. Guys, he's stupid. He's sexy. He's stupid, sexy soul. Wow.
Oh, God, that was so great. I was not expecting that. Hilarious, which is why I love this podcast, because you guys are so funny.
Oh,
I feel like a lot of the other podcasts that I listen to, they're so like focused on strategy. And this one, I just laugh a lot. And that's why I was like so pumped to be on this one. So thank you for having me.
That is showcasing the niceness of Saul. In other words, we're so dumb. That's why Saul likes listening. It's like, this is a dumb show.
I'm a dumb guy, too. So,
if there's one thing we're great at, it's being bad at strategy. So it's that's perfect.
Yeah, we don't have to be strategic masterminds. No one's coming to us for that. We're just, we're goofing off here on this show. But Saul, I got to ask you about how you got connected with us in the first place. Because I think it was the video where I was calling you sexy and Kristen was commenting and like asking if it was body oil or rain on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, it was either that one or when Chase, I think I saw a TikTok by Chase where he's repping Saul Nation and screaming at the top of his lungs. One of those two got me hooked, and then I've been listening ever since. So that's how I got involved with started listening to Making the Merge.
Yeah. Chase really does crash out like that. That wasn't an act. He was furious. We all were furious watching your experience over that season. But Chase, every time we talked to him, was absolutely losing his mind about it.
Soul Nation! Soul Nation! Rise! Rise! Where is your anger?
That's what I've been asking people. Where the hell's your anger, everybody? What's the deal?
Luckily, Chase had enough anger for everybody. Yeah, I think he took care of it. I think a lot of Chase's frustration came from watching your frustration with Rome. And I got to ask, how have you met Rome outside the game? Did he threaten you outside there too, or was it like were things chill?
Does he follow you around?
Not threaten. It wasn't a threat.
Oh, it was an ultimatum.
Yeah, get that right.
It was an ultimatum. Let's get that right.
Yeah.
I've hooked Rome and I have hooked up a couple times outside of the show. We met at they've all been Survivor events, and we talked on the phone after the show, and then I just kind of like, you know what, I have other people I'd rather hang out with, and I have other people I'd rather talk to. So it's been about, let's see, our season ended in December, so it's been about 6 months since I've talked to Rome.
Wow.
That's what I got for you on that.
Is that you're not like pen pals or anything like that?
We're not pen pals. That's correct.
My bet was off, guys.
Did you get PTSD watching season 48 and seeing Say follow Mary around the jungle? Were you like, oh my gosh,
I did get a little PTSD. Yeah, it was It was, I mean, they were quite similar, right? I mean, not as bad. I felt like Say is a little bit more, um, Say passes my beer test better than Rome would pass my beer test.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what the vibe that she came off with on the show, especially when she's chasing Mary around. And even Mary, I remember, is going like, "Hey, I respect this. This girl's playing," something like that. But a little bit of PTSD did come back for sure.
Because I mean, we were all wondering like indirectly, you kind of launched this show with the whole Rome situation because us talking about it is what got so many people to tune in. And I have to ask, was there a small part of you that briefly considered punching Rome in the face when he was following you around?
Guys, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in terms of self-control. I mean, you want to just go off on this dude. At the same time, like I was at the very bottom of my tribe early on in the game. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. And the one thing that I have, like, from a strategy standpoint is like, okay, this dude is so annoying. The only way, and he's got an idol and he's got a steal a vote. So he has more power than anybody in this game, literally, right? And the only way that I'm going to be able to get this dude out is if he annoys everyone else so bad that they're like, I cannot be around this dude anymore. And so for me to make that happen, I had to be very chill. I could not explode. Otherwise, I'm that guy. I'm just like Rome if I do that. And they're going to be like, oh God, look at Saul losing his shit. Like, so that was so hard to do, but I did it. And I sent his ass home.
Yeah, you did.
So
it's true. Now this kind of connects to a question I have, which is, you're out there, you're tired, and I've always wanted to ask somebody, how many days or nights does it take for you to feel like you actually fall asleep at night out there? Because you're exhausted and you're dealing with the most annoying stuff possible, and you're probably not sleeping right away.
It took me probably about 4 days. Some people never get there. Some people are just zombies out there. Do you guys remember Jessica Chong?
I was about to bring her up because she didn't.
Yeah.
She had to deal with Banu while that was happening.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wait, they were on the same tribe, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a week before the game starts, we're sleeping in Fiji in tents, to get acclimated to Fiji, and sleeping on, your circadian rhythms versus like an alarm clock. And that was very easy for me, sleeping in the tents. Actually, there's across the street of where we're all sleeping, there were like 20 dogs that barked their ass off. So it wasn't it was a lot easier than sleeping on Survivor, on bamboo. Like I said, it took me about 4 days before I wasn't a zombie. And to your point, Jonathan, like this is where when you can't sleep and you're in an environment you've never been in, you're around people you've never seen before, or you're trying to become their very best friend. That's when the wheels are turning in your mind, and you're just thinking to yourself, well, me at least, every negative thing possible for a while. Meaning, okay, this person, like, have I pissed them off by saying this? Everything that you do, every action that you take, you're considering that at night when you're in bed, I'm doing air quotes. Did that piss them off? Am I looking too much into this? It's a mind game for sure.
Yeah, I figured. I was like, there's no way anybody is just ready to go to bed and then wakes up the next morning like, oh, yeah, I can manage the social game perfectly fine now. That's
How was the transition coming back home? Were you constantly waking up in the middle of the night being like, oh, there's probably a camera watching me? And did it take you a while to be like, I actually am alone in my house on a bed?
Well, let me go back real quick. I forgot to mention this too, because when you are at camp and we don't know what time it is, the moon is up, the sun is down. It's probably 2 a.m. Rome has the same energy at 2 a.m. that he does at 2 p.m. And it's at 120% and you're trying to go to bed, and just imagine like, hey, you know, like you, maybe that's for the reason it took me 4 days for my brain to get adjusted to, that type of level of energy at 2 a.m. But Bran, I'm not much of a guy who is depressed. That's just not in my nature. But when I came home, I went right back to work. I flew back. I landed to JFK on a Saturday, went back to work on Monday, and it was go. Yeah. And that messed me up, because if you guys try like this science project here or whatever, put your phones away for a week. Hell, put it away for a weekend. Don't watch anything. No screens, right? Just for 2 days. Hang out with your friends, and then all of a sudden get back into it on Monday.
Ooh,
You'll get a little taste of it, and it fucks you up a little bit. I can't explain it. I don't know why it does that. But there's something about taking that away and then bringing it back to you in one day, and then all of a sudden you're in a car. You're driving down the freeway. It all kind of you're just kind of like triggered a little bit. With every little thing.
And you're also in New York. That's like at 11. Like it's like.
Well, I'm in Connecticut, but yeah,
okay.
I mean it's an hour from New York City.
Yeah.
So
flying into JFK, I imagine, just sounds galore. And you're like, what is all of this?
Whether or not you're on Survivor, JFK.
Yeah. Where you like, take me back. I don't want to land. I want to be back on Jeff's island.
I did have a lot of that. Like I was like, I mean, look. I love being outside now. Like I am very intentional about that. Before I didn't give a shit, but it does something to you.
Wow. And now you get to be outside without somebody following you around, unless it's your family. In that case, it's a good thing. But
right.
There's something I wanted to ask you about this, like pre you landing on the island. I want to ask about Jeff's infamous FaceTime calls that he does with the contestants, where he hypes it up. He's like, oh, I love it. It's my favorite thing. I just call him out of the blue. So what is it like to just be going about your day, and then you get a FaceTime, and Jeff Probst is staring at you?
It's pretty fucking wild. I mean, we don't know that it's Jeff. You move on in the process, and it's like, okay, you got another interview. You're like, cool. And that alone, right? That alone, you're already pumped up. You can't sleep, because it's like, okay, I'm one step closer to playing Survivor. And then the next thing you know, it's Jeff. And for me, I was very surprised, but I needed to quickly go back down and be normal, be myself. Because I remember reading or seeing something like where people kind of flip out when they see him, and it kind of loses their chances of being on the show. Because they are not able to handle, that type of scene with someone famous. So yeah, it's definitely a shocker. But I brought myself down really quickly and like, okay, you have a job to do here, so let's get it done.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, Jonathan, how would you respond if Jeff did that to you?
I think I would have a moment where I had to just be like, hey, can we take a moment and address the fact that this is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me? Yeah. Like, I feel like there's no way I'd be able to just continue the conversation. Like, oh yeah, hey Jeff. Like, I would have to address it and then be like, all right, let's actually hit it now and talk about it. My question for you too is, with that beginning process, like, you find out you're going to be on it, like, at that point, what do you start having to like prepare in your own life to get to Fiji? You know what I mean? Like, what needs to happen at that point for you?
You're saying like, what did I do to prepare?
Well, I mean, let's say just a mix of things where you're like, okay, I'm going to Fiji. I have to like uproot and be gone for this amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to prepare, I guess, physically, but then also just with your own life every day, what needed to be set.
It's a lot of ducks to get in a row.
Yeah, like all the ducks, man. What had happened to them?
Yeah,
I had to put them ducks in the row for sure.
Okay.
My ducks are weird, and I'm weird, and that's okay. So like, I started training. I hired 3 trainers, one for the physical component, one for the mental component, while doing physical stuff. So for example, like I would do like I'm doing air quotes again. Sorry, I forgot that this is a
Hey, Jonathan does visual bits all the time.
You have no
I would
idea.
do a challenge, right? And then the guy would like ask me math questions, which this Korean ain't good at math. So I was like, bro, switch it up to like something else. Like give me like a literature question or something. So just to get my, like when my heart rate was up and I'm exhausted, to get my brain able to think at the same time, like I would do that. I work in sales and I have a lot of customers, so I had to tell them I'm going to be away for a long time without telling them what I'm doing, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, coming back home, the customers that I work with, they love Saul, and it does not suck for business.
You're looking at a former salesman here too. I worked sales, I worked cold calls, I worked account management. I've seen it, and I can only imagine the stuff that was able to land after you were like, you remember Survivor, right? You know, like it's just...
I've asked that question about 1,000 times.
That's what we call leverage in the sales world.
You're like, did you know that show's still on and I was on it?
Yeah, that's pretty much how I start off every conversation.
Yeah,
especially if I'm trying to get something.
You could always say something like, you think I'm not going to stick with you all the way through the sales process? Just look at how long I was able to stick with Rome in that scenario in Fiji. I was there the whole time, guys. I'm going to stay with you through the process.
And then it's like, oh, you haven't seen me on television? Okay, well, let me just send you this link here.
There you go. So it's the best of Saul on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it. Pretty great. You get your ducks in a row. You do the show. And then you come home. How hard is it to not constantly replay every interaction, every conversation that you have throughout the time on Survivor? Because a lot of Survivor is obviously strategy. Some of it is luck. Some of it is the people that you're placed with. Some of it is whether this happens this day. When's the merge happen? All that stuff is out of your hands. How hard is it for you after the game to not let that kind of consume your life, thinking like, I could have done this, I should have done that? Or were you able to kind of throw your hands up pretty early, or was that a process for you?
It came and went in waves. Like early on, I wasn't on like the first 2 or 3 episodes much, or the first 2. So not much going on there. The wave was low, and then high tide started to come around once I was about to be voted out. And it's like, damn it, why did I give that to Rachel? Why didn't I give it to Tiana? There was, like early on, Genevieve came up to me and was like, yo, let's work together, but not let anybody know about this. And I was kind of hesitant about it for a few reasons. And yeah, it is very hard. I still do it, man, because it's a game that I feel like I could have won. At the same time, though, I don't want it to be overshadowed by the fact that I'm so grateful that I got to play. I loved playing. I loved all the moments that I had playing. But yeah, occasionally, not nearly as bad as it used to be. I do have second thoughts and I do have regrets of things that I have done in that game. But I've also applied those regrets to things that I've learned about myself, and it really just changed me as a person in a really great way.
Man, that's awesome. And I also replay stuff from your season too. Like I get mad
like
about
what?
some of the stuff.
What? Like what?
I'll go into it when Teeny and Kashawn decided to keep Rome and go with his plan, and then vote out Aisha.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I still get mad about it.
What are we doing here?
Teeny!
No, okay, so I'll give you some background there. As soon as we get to our beach, Rome goes searching for idols, and it's obvious. I shit you not, guys. Let me just see if I can find.
He's looking for Rome. No.
Whoa.
Check the well.
Okay. This is a little pin here, okay?
Okay.
This is about the size of a quarter for you guys listening on air. Rome brings back a stone that's this size.
Oh, no.
And he's like, guys, I found the perfect stone to like carve something with. I'm like, what? Oh, you've been gone for an hour, and this is what you're showing me? And so this is why the game is so fun and hard. You got to act like you're so excited for it.
You're like, no way,
bro. Where did you find that rock? And he's like pointing, you know, I'm in the mountains about 200 yards away. I'm like, oh, brilliant. You're brilliant, my man.
I should have known they were all there, you know?
So why did I say that? Where were we?
I was talking about being angry at Teeny and Kashawn.
Oh, yes.
I'm really glad you told that, though.
Yeah. So then, you know, this goes on for 2 days, and then finally it's over. He's not looking anymore. So we all know, we're very confident Rome has an idol. Then he comes back with the steal a vote. At that point, Rome, like I said, he's got all the power in the game. Teeny and Keyshawn, they're going with Rome. So it's no fault to their own. I mean, like they were just like me. They were like, this guy is so much. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this.
Oh man. Hey, look, I bring this up to my wife, Kristen, who's on the show as well, all of the time. She drafted Rome.
Hey, tell Kristen that was straight up rain. There was nothing else. It was all organic Saul.
I'm going to tell her. Her. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to tell her that.
100% organic.
100% organic.
Yes. When you left that comment, we all lost our minds because we didn't realize that like our comments could get to Survivor players. We didn't realize that's what was going to happen.
It was a real with great power comes great responsibility situation.
Yeah. But my wife, she drafted Rome onto her team, and I don't know that I ever can forgive her for this, if I'm being real, because it's one of those things where every now and then she's like, I don't know, maybe I'm glad I did, and I'm like, are you out of your mind? You know,
we've talked about Rome a lot. I do want to say we sent Rome an invite to come on this show. He did not read it.
Oh. He never on Instagram. You hit him up?
Yeah, he didn't respond.
Guys, we don't need Rome on here.
I agree.
That's right. We don't.
I think
need
it was
him.
mostly PD.
No, he would be good. You guys would get a kick out of it.
Well,
you want me to message him and tell him to?
After he listens to this, I'm not sure he'd want to.
Rome can only come if he brings his rock collection. If he's not bringing his rocks, I'm not interested.
I wanted to have
here's what I know about that guy. He'll listen to it, and it won't faze him one bit, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I really wanted to talk to him because he's going on a cruise with Jam Jam and Todd Herzog and Carolyn. And I'm like, wow, I want to be on a boat with crazy people too.
That's a crazy cruise.
You're on a podcast with some crazy people.
That's true.
PD's the only sane one on here.
Is that right?
My wife, I think. Yeah. I have to say my wife as a disclaimer.
Yeah. So we have a couple of questions from Chase in here.
Okay.
Since he was not able to make it, he sent me a couple.
Soul Nation! Soul Nation! Rise! Rise! Where is your anger?
I rock that shit every time I go to the gym. I pump that up in my car, and I'm like, let's go.
Soul Nation.
Saul's ringtone.
So, in the first 10 seasons or so of Survivor, being on the show would catapult people in the public eye. It could really turn people into stars. Now, all these years later, it's obviously a little different. But how has being on the show helped or affected your life since it aired? Or is it just something fun you did and hasn't really affected your day-to-day?
This is from Chase?
Yes.
Wow.
It
so
sounds
articulate.
so like, it's like, hello, Solomon.
Hey, can you yell that? Can you do it in like a crash out?
In the first 10 seasons or so of Survivor!
Well, thank you, Chase, for the question.
Yeah, that was a
I
little
think
scary.
he's nervous to talk to. He drafted you first round. Obviously,
Which I appreciated. Yeah, I appreciate all the number one draft picks of mine. So I would say this. I did not do it for any other reason but other than like fulfilling a dream to play the greatest game ever invented. And this hasn't been a lifelong dream. I just started watching the show since COVID. It was just something since COVID where I'm like, every day I'm like, damn, it would just be so fun to play this game. That was the ultimate reason why I applied. But then afterwards, you do have this a little bit of fame and then all these other things that you have to do. But I've embraced it all. I loved it all. I got pretty lucky in that, I was one of the fan favorites and never got much backlash, so I never had to deal with that. I got a little bit of it, but really it was the greatest thing that happened to me was after the game, watching yourself on TV, and you just kind of I'm pretty critical in myself in a great way, not in a bad way, like where I'm dwelling on things. It's like, what can I improve on? How can I get better? And I felt like early on, my energy was quite low on the show, and it didn't really pick up until later on, till after Rome got voted out, to be honest. And I've asked myself a lot, like, why? Why were you like that, Saul? And so that's probably been the greatest gift afterwards, to like work on myself on like the public speaking aspect of it all, because these are things that never happened to me before Survivor, where I'm asked to present to the University of Oklahoma or talk to the Boys and Girls Clubs. These things I never did. But now I'm doing them, and it's a lot of fun. And so, yeah, it's just all good, man. I'm blessed for sure.
That's awesome. You did have the quote of the season, or at least one of the nominees. Which, do you remember what your your quote was that was nominated? It was one word.
Oh yes,
fart by Soul.
So yeah. I'm a cusser. I cuss a lot, and it's just kind of how I've always been. And every time you cuss on Survivor, they got to edit it out. Yeah. So, or it's not usable footage. And at a certain point, they're kind of looking at me like, hey, man, can you just... And it's like, okay, sure, I'll try. And in that moment, I remember Rome's telling me something. It was that Teeny's got an amulet.
Yeah.
The 3-way amulet. Mm-hmm. And Teeny didn't tell me. And I thought Teeny and I were locked in. And that sucked. It sucked to hear. So I want to drop an F-bomb, but Saul catches himself in the perfect right time. And lo and behold, he gets nominated and wins the Quote of the Year award.
Beautiful.
That's like pretty impressive sleep deprivation censorship right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm here for the people.
Yeah, that's well done. That's well done.
Thank you.
Hey, we've got one more Chase question.
What is it, Chase?
Yeah. Chase says, hello, Saul. Greetings, salutations. We always hear about people going on the show and then seeing it air and saying, that's not really how it was, or the edit made it seem different than how it actually went down. But are there any moments from your season where watching the show air gave you context and you realized, whoa, I had no clue this was happening? It's kind of a deep question, Chase.
Yeah, wait, what happened to Chase? Is his wife typing this? Is Elizabeth knowing this?
Yeah, how did that guy write this question?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go do some push-ups.
Dude, that's AI. He used AI.
Yeah, he did.
I think the one thing for me that when I watched back, when Genevieve set all that up to vote me out.
Boo.
Yeah.
Dude.
You don't get to see any of that. So to actually see it go down and compare those conversations to the conversations that I had with the exact same people to understand, like, why did that happen? Like, I talked to that person, and then to see it go down. I mean, Genevieve was an artist. Like, it was just beautiful how she made that all work out. The other thing too, going back to like, do you think about things you could have done differently? So I'm going to remind you guys that on that episode that I got voted out, we had to do a challenge where we did everyone had to pick a partner. So Genevieve and Sue are partners because they are the last two people in the game that without a partner. So that's how they end up partnering. Okay. Andy and Sam, they lose the first round of that challenge.
That was
dude, yeah.
Yeah, because
that was Andy in the sand.
Yeah, Andy in the sand. They lose that challenge, which they should have won first place. If that bag doesn't rip, they win first place, right? If that happens, Genevieve and Sue are going to go lose their vote, like to that journey to go lose their vote. It's Gabe, Kyle, Teeny, myself, Andy, and Sam that go on to the next step. right? So if that happens, that means Genevieve does not have the time to talk to Sue to set this vote up.
Oh, wow.
Right? So then we can take that even further. The last part of the stair puzzle was going across a beam, and Genevieve and Sue are actually the first ones on the beam. And Sue is actually the first person to make it across. If Genevieve doesn't suck on a beam and let us, the other two teams, catch up, she's going to eat sandwiches with me.
Yeah.
She's not alone with Sue and Genevieve. And I remember watching that scene again where they do advance and they give each other the most amazing hug ever, and they're so proud of each other for beating Andy and Sam. In the game of Survivor, moments like that can build something.
Yeah.
And then to have all day long while everyone else is away, just you two, where you just had one of the greatest moments of your life together. Now you get to sit here and talk all alone at camp. That's why every little thing can matter in this game.
Man.
So
now,
good. Can I ask one really quick question, PD, before we play our game?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you saw season 50 was announced, Saul, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 99% of the new era was picked.
not quite, Bran. It was
Saul,
98%.
98%. Thank you, Saul. Did you get a call? Did you get a call?
I did not. I didn't. Yeah.
I'm boycotting. You know?
Yeah. I really wanted one. You feel kind of foolish sometimes, thinking like, "Damn, I might get a call." You know. But that's just that's not the right way to go about this. It doesn't do any good for me. But there were times where I'm like hoping that phone would ring, but no, it didn't ring. But that's okay. I'm still working out, still keeping, my mind right. Hopefully, something else will happen.
Well, I think we can start the petition right now. When when the new era All-Star season happens in the next few years, because I'm sure it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Saul needs a call, or else they're going to have hell to pay.
Soul Nation! Soul Nation! Rise! Rise! Where is your anger?
My question is, does CBS not know that Saul won the Baby Come Back award?
I mean, come on. Were they not keeping tabs?
Guys, I think they just wanted some glory for everybody else, because that's a big deal,
Yeah.
And I can't have too many moments right now. So,
do you care if I ask you one more question?
Guys, ask away.
I've got one question that really I've wondered ever since your season. Do you think I'm bringing Rome back in?
Not again.
Look. I know. Do you think Rome threw that puzzle intentionally on that challenge? Do you remember where it's just like?
Do I remember this challenge? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, dude. Yeah, do I remember?
That's not it.
So
it's not it, Rome.
I will tell you that Asia and I had some conversations before she got booted out, wondering is this dude going to throw any challenges? That one, the puzzle challenge, it certainly crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Especially when he's not getting anything going on, and just, that's again one of those moments where I have to, Saul, you're on freaking national TV right now.
Yeah.
You can't, as badly as you want to just go off right now, you cannot do that.
Did you ask Jeff if y'all could switch?
I did on something else. And that's probably, in the end, that's probably my biggest regret, and those big moments where I should have stood my ground when Rome was like, I'm doing this. And I'd be like, no, I want to do it. He'd be like, guys, you have no idea.
I feel like you stood your ground, though, in the edit. I feel like there were definitely moments, even kind of going back and watching some of it, where we could see that you were standing saying hey, no, this needs to happen. But he's just had that blind determination.
Right.
It would have
where
taken
you're
putting
how
hands
long,
on him.
Yeah, you're like, how long
Yeah,
do I fight
yeah.
him?
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that.
That's what it made Saul the ultimate babyface, because Rome was the ultimate heel, to put it in pro wrestling terms. I know, Saul, you're a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, perfect.
Well, I went to my first wrestling match in Toronto. Rage in a Cage, or no, Cage. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Hey, Rage in a Cage sounds accurate to me.
Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell, yes. Hell in a Cell.
Wow.
That's what it
Rage
was.
in a Cage is a great alternative.
Can we trademark that right now?
I like that. I'll just say this: is I got a small Survivor puzzle for Father's Day for my wife. It was very sweet, and I'm doing it, and I'm really struggling, and I had the realization I don't think Rome threw at the puzzle. I think some people just aren't born with it. And dadgummit, that wouldn't be me on TV just looking at it being like, well, I just don't see it.
The thing, though, is like, you probably did better than Air making that puzzle. Yeah.
Ooh. Man. Yeah. Hey, you know who was a challenge beast? Sue.
Yeah.
Sue was a challenge beast.
Yeah. Rome did not throw that puzzle, though, just so you guys know. That was genuine effort and genuine disappointment afterwards. He did not throw that puzzle.
There is nothing worse than realizing, one, I'm blowing it. Two, they're filming me blow it. And you're like having to like try to get over that. And so then you're like spinning out. But he should have had the realization, I'm spinning out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could say that all day long.
I know we did it at the end of 47. We gave Sue a lot of props, but I want to do it again. Sue, like, I feel like as time has gone on, I've understood Sue more and more.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, look, Sue is, I think she's turned 46 recently.
Yeah.
And but Sue's, I think she genuinely turned what, 60?
I think so.
I
think so.
60, right? Yeah. I mean, and she's beating people half her age in these challenges.
Yeah, beating all their asses, just like she said.
Like that is the dream. Like that is every person in the world should have those type of goals to be like, when I'm 60, I want to be beating ass of people half my age.
Yeah, and she's somebody who's older, but also like dealing with social media in a better way than a lot of the people I've seen on the show. She kind of embraced it. She made that tutorial about how to get snatched cheeks by the fireplace.
I think out of all of us on our season, she's definitely did the best on social media. Like, she's creating content like crazy, and I'm here for it.
Tsunami, as they call it.
Yeah, I did buy her sweatshirt.
There we go.
The Tsunami sweatshirt. Yeah, exactly.
I think my Survivor 47 dream blunt rotation is Saul, Sue, and Andy.
That'd be a good time. That would be a good time.
I will make how about I make a drink rotation and I bring Teeny. I just want to drink with Teeny.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask? I just want to drink with Teeny.
It's not too much to ask. I don't blame you. Teeny is became my new best friend, and that would be fun. I think we should set that up. Where do you guys live in the Carolinas?
Yeah, two of us, me and PD, live in Greenville. Jonathan, who cares?
I live in North Carolina, so like I'm just a little bit closer, you know.
We hail from the same place as the Carolina Reaper, Cedric McFadden.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
He's from North Carolina?
He's
from South Carolina.
Yeah.
We don't claim him in North Carolina after those challenges. Yeah.
Well, we'll make the dream blunt and the dream Scotch rotation. We can do both of them. We'll do them both in one day.
Can we invite Cedric? Let's get Cedric down there too.
Yeah.
Well, he's a doctor.
We'll just have Cedric on medical call. In case we need him.
In case anyone goes too crazy. So, Saul, thank you for answering all of our insane questions that we kind of like rapid fire
You're
through
welcome.
at you.
It's
really
my pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we're gonna do something. It's very important. CBS, they should be listening if they're not already, because we're gonna cast Celebrity Survivor.
Okay.
I want to start with Jonathan. Jonathan seems really excited about his picks, so we're gonna hand it over to Jonathan to start.
I started thinking through celebrities pretty intensely as soon as I got this mission, and I was thinking, who would I want to see both as like a fan, but then I started throwing names out there thinking, who would I want to see navigate the game? And one of the first names that popped up that was just purely based off seeing someone navigate it was Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
I feel like that would be the craziest, wildest, random celebrity to throw in a group of people and see what happens.
No,
So
I mean, that's pretty fucking random.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hasn't he had controversies? I don't care enough to look into them. But
I don't
know
know.
they exist.
I know there's controversies, but I know he has had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows with tension. So
Yeah.
I thought throwing him in a Survivor scenario
I
feels
love it.
like it would deliver.
I agree with you.
Brand,
Thank
what do
you
you think
so
about Shia LaBeouf on Survivor?
Oh, wow. Sorry, I had a screaming child.
I love that. I love
okay.
that reaction, though.
I just want to say this. I do have a soft spot for Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, wow.
I love Shia. Do I condone most of what he has done over the past 10 years? Sure. No, I don't. But for that reason, would be a great player on Survivor.
Thank you.
Just like Ozzy.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
We don't talk about everything Ozzy's done, but we love to see him on Survivor. And with that, Saul, would you like to go next? You don't have to comment on what I just said.
You really threw a bunch of the bus
you.
there with that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay, so I'm picking a celebrity to be on Survivor, correct?
Yeah.
Man, guys, you might. I'm 44. I just turned 44. I'm gonna have to just go with my guy, MPG, Zach Morris.
Whoa.
Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Okay.
That's who I want on Survivor.
What a pick.
Yeah,
I kind of love that.
That just kind of went up there. I was first thinking Harvey Dent from Suits, but I think he would be too much of a threat, and they'd boot his ass, as soon as they got the chance. With MPG, he's kind of a has-been, but everyone's probably going to know him.
Yeah.
And, it's like, this guy's not a big threat, but he knows what the fuck he's doing.
No.
I mean, he was dating, Kelly Kapowski his whole life in high school. So this guy's got game.
This is
Now,
a great pick.
I want to see this happen because I don't know if you know this, Saul, but one Jeff Probst is married to Mark Paul's ex.
Whoa.
You just made Saul's jaw drop.
My jaw did drop, everybody.
Jeff Probst
Are you
is
serious?
the stepfather of Mark Paul's kid. So, yeah,
Guys,
this would be fun.
I swear to God, I did not know that. I was going to say Harvey Dent from Suits, and I'm like, no, let's go with MPG.
That's the
Are you
craziest
serious?
thing.
Dang,
Are you making
Saul,
this up?
Saul,
I'm
you
not
never
making
get,
it up.
Yes, Jeff's going to listen to this, and you're not going to get cast again.
I'm done. I'm fucking done, boys.
All you got to do, you just Google Jeff Probst, Mark Paul, and you'll get everything you need to know
That's
about
actually
it.
insane knowledge,
and,
Brand.
And while we're throwing out this kind of knowledge, Austin from season 45 is dating Jeff Probst's niece, Amanda Probst.
I did know that, and she's a sweetheart. Yeah. They're
What is
both,
going
they're both
on?
amazing. Yeah.
Guys, I
But
have
the
no
first
extra
one,
Jeff Probst knowledge for anybody right now, by the way.
Well, this is from my nightly Zoom with Jeff. We talk every night, so it wouldn't be a big deal when he calls me.
Gotcha.
No big deal.
All right,
Jeff
Brand.
is a fantastic tennis player. Maybe that'll get me some props to Hagen.
Whoa. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Saul, like every time we go around, just do one sentence glazing Jeff, and then maybe by the end of
Yeah,
it,
yeah, that's
you'll
it.
make
That's
up for
Okay.
it. But,
Yeah. Nice backhand, Jeffrey.
Now you sound like Chase.
Yeah, I was curious. That was like a chase statement there.
All right, Brand, who is your celebrity on Survivor?
So I'm trying to think of people that I think would be really entertaining to watch. And this guy is barely a celebrity for any other reason than just being dumb. And so I'm like this. I'd like to see him on an island. I'd like to see what he would do. I'm going to go with Steve-O.
Whoa, dude, that's a great one.
Steve-O,
That is a
who
great one.
is clean now and seems
Killer
to be
pick.
living a great life. I'd like to see, but I think he's still an adrenaline junkie. So this idea of going on to Survivor and playing, I'd like to see what type of Steve-O we get.
Dude,
Great pick.
yeah.
We're on to something, boys.
Yeah,
We
this
are.
is this is a great
I
season
think
so far.
I think Steve-O would have the Survivor producers scared for their lives.
They're just like, he's been
100%.
underwater for 10 minutes. Is he okay?
Yeah.
Comes up and she's like, ha! Oh, dude.
Like they go fishing and they use him as bait.
PD, did you have a celebrity?
Yeah, I'll give mine.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with somebody who has been talked about on our show many a time, and that is Katy Perry.
Yep. You were gonna say
Katy Perry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She conquered space. You know what's left to conquer? Fiji.
The land.
Yeah.
You're like a Fijian summer, is what she's going to say.
No, that would be great. I think Katy is this perfect kind of delusional that you want on Survivor, where like she'll be looking to the camera and saying stuff, and then the audience is going to be like, none of this tracks. Like that's the kind of player Katy would be.
I like it.
That's great.
All right.
We need I think we need Aaron Rodgers in there too.
Whoa, dude.
Wow.
That would be crazy too.
Is that your next pick, Saul? You're putting Aaron Rodgers as your
That's
number
my
2?
second draft pick, Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers just like disappears and goes to a dark cave for a few days.
He's going to be the one to find the shrooms, next to the idol.
Yep. That's true. Let me just go ahead and whip this out.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about my quarterback.
He is your quarterback.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm a Steelers fan, so Rodgers.
He's going to be he'll be on the pod and
yeah. No, I've hated him since I was 12 because he beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and that's one of my earliest football memories is taking a baseball bat to a cardboard box because of Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, can I ask a question now? What is this in behind you, PB? Is this a bike? What is that?
Yeah, there's a bike somewhere. I think. Yeah, that's an exercise bike. Got my Gibson next to it. Some Christmas lights in the back.
Can you hump on it? Is that what?
I don't know.
He actually does every time we're recording normally. So
it's sometimes I'll put my leg up there, stretch out before I get going on the bike.
He's working on his best Andy cutting rope impression on it.
I'm trying to not do an Aaron Rodgers and tear my Achilles 2 seconds into doing something physical.
That's right. That's what
I'm really impressed, guys, with how much you guys remember from season 47.
Oh yeah, dude. I just love Survivor, and especially your season, because your season I think is up there with 46 as the best one of the whole new era.
Yeah, totally.
I'll say this about season 47. I think season 47, the players on that season, any one of them could have won the game.
And they were so entertaining.
Except for one person.
Oh yeah, that one person is Genevieve, right?
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But they're all so smart and knowledgeable about the game, and it's next level. If you guys were to sit down and talk to them, it's next level thinking of the game of Survivor. I was way out of my league, and I didn't know that until I was at Ponderosa, talking to them after they got voted out, just wondering hey, what were you doing out there? And they would just drop bomb after bomb after bomb on me.
Oh man.
Can I guess who one of them was? Was Gabe one of those people dropping bombs?
Gabe was one of them, but the two biggest bombs were Caroline and Andy.
Dang, man.
Yeah. I mean, they were playing this game that I was wow. If you guys were in and you were at the tribal the last tribal council, I would have voted for you. That's how good their games were. And then you got to see everybody else's game, make it to the end.
Yeah.
With Operation Italy and everybody else. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm most shocked you didn't get the invite for 50, but right underneath that is Andy. It seemed like a no-brainer to bring Andy back.
But Genevieve is a great pick. I want to say that.
Yeah, she is 100%.
Yeah. Genevieve is, guys, she's just a badass. And I've played other games with her as well. She turns into a different person, and it's pretty badass.
She was my number 1 draft pick, and these guys made fun of me for that.
Yeah.
And
I don't blame you guys for making fun of that pick either, because it's Genevieve Mushalak from Winnipeg, Canada.
They didn't show it all for the first 2 episodes.
Oh man,
they didn't show you that much either. But when they did, it was just you being a chill dude.
Yeah, we loved you right away. There was something you just had this vibe about you. We're when are we going to see more of Saul? Then finally we did, and it was
Thanks,
wonderful.
Guys.
Do you think Genevieve in 50 is going to Like a big part of her
Win?
art.
Yes, I do. I do think she's going to win.
Do you think she's gonna play a more like friendly game? Like part of what the arc that she had was this whole like, I didn't come here to make friends, and then at the end of it she realized I needed to make friends, basically. Do you think that's gonna be the thing she walks in committed to doing?
What I think, I do think she's going to have a different strategy when it comes to building relationships in this game. But one thing that we talked about was that her mindset going in, like she didn't believe that she was going to win in season 47. She barely believed that she was going to make the merge.
Wow.
And that I think that mindset helped her a little bit, because she was very proactive when it came to making moves. But at the same time, you need a little belief in yourself. And she's going in this time with a different mentality, and that is, I'm going to win. I'm going to do whatever I can to win this game. And she didn't have that before, and so I'm fired up for her.
And I feel like of like the threats, like I feel like your resume, kind of like where you ended the game, is what a lot of people are going to look at. You have a bunch of people who won or came in second place, so she could be under the radar.
She could be. I think whatever happens, wherever she is in terms of the perspective of other people, she's going to do her thing. Nice. Like I'll just be so shocked if she doesn't make a deep run here.
Yeah, I mean, that torch we're looking at behind you, it got snuffed because of her.
Bitch.
I know. So back to Celebrity Survivor. I totally forgot we were doing that.
What happened?
No, we just we got a little sidetracked. That's what we do on Making the Merge. Okay.
Yeah.
When you make the merge, you can get sidetracked, baby.
Oh, I love it.
That's right.
Hey, PD, do you know who I think would make the merge in a Celebrity Survivor game?
Who would that be?
Fred Armisen.
Oh,
let's
go, dude. Portlandia.
We have an epic season going on right now.
I think he would kill it. I think Fred is an incredibly smart person in general, just from his work, his writing, and then also like his musicianship and all these things he's done. But he's also, I've met him in person and had about a 10-minute conversation with him, and he was so beyond friendly and charismatic that I left that conversation like, am I best friends with Fred Armisen? It was like, it was really obvious that this dude is just charismatic to like level 10.
Jonathan, did you bring him up just because you wanted to tell Soul that you know Fred Armisen?
No, I don't know him. Let me correct that. I met him once.
I know Aaron Rodgers. All right.
No. I was saying I met him once, and he was so charismatic. He made it feel like you already knew him.
Got
it was just an argument for his.
Yeah, he could win this season of Celebrity Survivor for sure.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
I have one that is a wild card, and it is because I have heard this man say that he wouldn't be good at this game many, many times. And it is Jeff Probst.
I was about to say,
I had it written down too.
Really?
I want to see Jeff play, and I don't know how he could, because I think everybody would go after him because he's hosted 48 seasons of the show. So he'd almost have to go like undercover boss style.
Oh, what if he learned what if he learned a different language and went to one of the other countries' shows of Survivor?
Here, I wrote him down, and I said that the Australian Survivor host would have to host the season.
Listen,
what if we did host swap?
Pretty dang good.
What if we did wife swap on TLC? We could do Survivor host swap. Get JLP to the States, or wait, no, I mean not to the States, but we get him on the American television.
I love that you not only came up with Wife Swap, but you also named the network that it's on.
PD's in deep. I don't know what else to tell you. He's
6-7 Central.
We're actually afraid on his behalf.
It's after Storage Wars.
Dude, what are you talking about? Look, all I know is PD sends me links to Australian network Survivor. It is like, watch this. We're watching this for the podcast. That's how so deep he is on it.
Saul, have you seen Australian Survivor?
Have not seen the last season.
It's actually killer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Saul, will you come on and talk about it with us?
I'd love to.
If we send you links?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
you just don't ask where we got them from?
I was about to say, the links are a little sketchy. It's like when you put
I
a
don't know
dot
what you're talking about, boys.
That's right.
Totally
that's right.
above board.
When you're typing in like .sh on the end of something, you know it's not a legitimate business. So let me get to the final, I guess, what is the second round? This is the final pick in the second round of Celebrity Survivor. I'm going to take a pick that's going to make everybody angry.
Oh, what?
Benson Boone
What
on
a
Survivor. He's going to show everybody his Moonbeam ice cream. I don't know what
I don't
that
like
means.
it when you say
Hold
it.
on.
I got to be
Pause.
honest with you.
I don't like
it when you say it.
Look, he doesn't know what it means either. Nobody knows what Moonbeam ice cream is. But
I'm
he's
going to
going
assume it
to
means a backflip. That's probably the most.
He's going to backflip into tribal.
That's
love
the
it.
thing. And he's the please stay that guy too, hooting and hollering.
Please don't vote me out.
Benson Boone's a really random one, y'all. But it would be interesting to see him in the mix.
So should we just quit while we're on top and not do a round 3, or should we do a round 3?
I don't know. Let's
feel
do
like we
one
kinda aced
quick
it.
round.
Okay,
one quick round.
A speed round. All right, Jonathan, you're
speed
up.
round. All right, my speed round pick is going to be Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Wow.
How old is he?
I don't care how old he is. I want him on the show.
Is he going to spit blood and fire?
Potentially. I don't know.
I like that pick.
Okay. All right, what do you got, Saul?
I will go with I want to see Dave Portnoy on Survivor.
That would be crazy.
Wow.
I don't even know what that would. I don't even know what would happen.
Does that mean we get Tommy Smokes on?
We definitely need Tommy Smokes on too. We need both of them on, different tribes battling it out.
Dave does one button rice reviews or one bite rice reviews. One bite, everyone knows the rules.
Coconut, one bite coconut.
It's
reviews.
rice.
Yeah.
That's the only Barstool product I consume is snuffing torches. I have been a fan of their show for a little while because they're like us. You know, they're not too afraid to say whatever it is they feel like saying.
Exactly. Yep. And that's why I like both of them.
I think that's a crazy good pick too. That would make such great television to see him do that.
All right, Bran, what do you got?
I'm going with Elmo. I think this would be a really
Elmo.
I'm going Elmo for a few reasons. I think one, it'd be really fun to see people try to strategically talk about voting Elmo out. I don't know how you find it in yourself to do it, but people would. But then Elmo would be like the Mitch of the season who'd be like, we got to make a move. And everyone's like, Elmo, I didn't see it coming. But then Elmo never can find it within himself to make a move. Mitch is a bit of Elmo. I'm putting that together now. But I'm going Elmo. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Okay. I like to think that it's going to be the guy
pick.
They're not even going to try to crop him out.
He's just down
That's
there.
what I like to imagine.
Somebody gets voted out and he stands up from the jury bench and just stares him down.
Yeah, Survivor Sesame Street would be a wild thing to watch.
All right, I have to close it out, and I have to pick the perfect Survivor player to do it. I'm picking Jimmy Carter. Oh, wait, he died. I'm picking. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Jimmy Carter catching strays tonight.
What the heck?
I'm saying I would have picked him for Survivor. I didn't realize that he wasn't around.
Okay.
Okay, so now I have to pick the perfect player. I'm going to go Conan.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, he was on the list, too, for me. Yeah. I love that.
We'll have to make a graphic of everybody that we picked and put them all together.
Guys, we only had one female.
Oh, no.
Guys.
Hey,
Wait.
round 4.
Round 4.
Only female.
Paris Hilton,
Did
guys.
somebody
Put
say,
Paris Hilton.
nice.
Well, I gotta say, Elmo, I think
We don't know.
That's
We
true.
don't know.
So we got Katy Perry and half of
Yeah.
with
Hey,
Elmo.
I
And
nominated
a puppet.
Katy Perry, so my hands are clean. But I'm gonna put Ariana on there too.
wow.
She can act, she can sing, she can do comedy.
I'm going to say Cardi B. I don't know.
Cardi
why.
B.
Yeah, why not? Let's throw
Okay.
her on there. Let's see what happens.
Who you got for us, Saul?
Go ahead, Bran. I got a
He's
thing.
thinking. He's processing.
I got another one right now.
Yeah.
Well, my gut says Dakota. What's her last name? because I just watched Hot Ones with her, and I was like, oh, she's really cool. And so I'm going to go with Dakota, what's her name, from the movie.
Well, you got
Fanning?
No.
Johnson?
Johnson.
Yeah, do it now. Do it again.
I'm going to go with Dakota Johnson because I just watched her on a Hot Ones, and she was cool.
All right. Dakota Johnson. I'm going to go.
If you can tackle the Hot Ones, you can tackle Survivor.
Yeah, and you know what else? If you can tackle space, I'm going to pick a second person who went to space.
Oh,
Gail
don't.
King, come on down. She's on the CBS morning show. She's already, she knows Jeff. It'd be a great fit.
You know what? If you're doing that, I'm going to bring Robin Roberts, and they're going to battle it out. The battle of the morning news hosts.
I'm going to be real. I'm a little concerned for y'all right now because
yeah?
I'm not. Yeah, you just are going to start listing only people that went to space. Quote.
Oh yeah.
Unquote.
Oh yeah, Jonathan. I'm picking Joan Rivers.
He just fucking took my Joan Rivers pick.
That's what I'm saying,
Oh,
dude. Man. You were so close to saying it. Oh man. Dang,
You got one to close us out. So
You know what I'm going to do, guys?
Oh.
I'm going to give the fans what they want, and I'm going to put Sia in there.
Whoa.
Oh, and then she can give the money to herself.
Yes, exactly. And I want to see what she looks like after, 15 days, of being out there.
I like it.
I wonder if she'll want
That's
to
a good
swing
play.
from the chandelier after that.
Yeah.
Good one,
Good
PD.
reference. I know
Good
some.
one.
I listened to her LSD album with Labyrinth, Sia, and Diplo. LSD, get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to tweet this at her, and maybe she'll give me $100,000.
I like it.
But, I mean, Saul, sincerely, thank you for bringing it to our attention that we had only done like a bunch of guys and Katy Perry for the celebrity season.
And Elmo.
And Brand goes, nice!
Oh man, this was awesome.
Yeah.
I actually don't care. It was just an observation.
Oh,
No,
I appreciate
we
it.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We are
Yeah,
here.
Saul's
for
over here
everyone to be
outing
on
us, and then when we go to him, he's like, I got nothing. For you.
It's like that Billy on the Street name a woman moment where he keeps
Yeah. But Saul, thank you so much for making the merge and being the first Survivor player ever to do so.
Oh, dude, yeah.
My pleasure, guys. This was fun. Like I said, you guys have such a fun podcast, and I'll be more than happy to come back on anytime.
Awesome.
How about tomorrow? No.
You got it. As long as Chase sends in another email.
Rise! Rise! Where is your anger?
That's right, bitches. Where's your anger?
You're about to hear some ads that help keep the lights on here in the old studio. Thanks for listening or don't listen. It's really up to you at this point. It's at the end of the show. I mean, you're listening to me. Hi. But here they come. I promise they're coming. Yep, here they are. Happy day.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is your before and after story. Southeastern College can help you prepare for a secure and fulfilling career in the growing healthcare field. We offer a wide range of careers to choose from. So whether you want to be a medical assistant, medical billing and coding specialist, nurse, surgical technologist, or another healthcare career, we've got you covered. Become a vital part of a healthcare team and make a real difference. Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Funny thing about being fast, you end up waiting a lot. First to show up, first in line, then just waiting. Me, I rev up Chumba Casino. With over 200 social casino games, no slow lanes here. Why sit around when you can spin? I'm already racing. Your turn. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Funny thing about being fast, you end up waiting a lot. First to show up, first in line, then just waiting. Me, I rev up Chumba Casino. With over 200 social casino games, no slow lanes here. Why sit around when you can spin? I'm already racing. Your turn. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.